This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and welcome to another episode of the Time Capsule of Toys, the totally radical show where I take a look at all the awesome toys of yesteryear. Some you may remember, and some you may not, but for this episode I'll be taking a look at the Transformers G1 Optimus Prime. Now, it is mind-blowing that in this day, they are re-releasing vintage Transformers action figures, and having the Autobot Commander in my collection has been super fun and bringing me back to the day when I was a kid and loving Transformers. So let's take a closer look at that packaging because it has a ton of retro stuff going on. Alright, so I just really want to take a closer look at this packaging here because it's very old school and I love it so much. So it has that traditional grid backing, which is really cool, and some really nice artwork of the actual figure right there, which is really nice. We got Autobot Commander Optimus Prime, that's really cool. And on both sides we have the robot mode and alt mode, just like that. We can turn the back around and we get this really cool like battle scene, just very old school artwork of the Autobots fighting the Decepticons, and you can see a bunch of different characters in there. It looks like Bumblebee down there, Soundwave right there with Laserbeak, and it looks like we get Starscream transforming right there, shooting a blast. I think it's really cool. We got authentic Transformers points. We got the Hasbro logo, the old school Hasbro logo, which is really awesome. I love that they added that. Then we get his like powers here and quick background and things like that, a quick bio of Optimus Prime. Again, I think that's awesome. There's a really cool feature. I love how they just decided to release these in their older boxes. So we got the Transformers logo up here, Heroic Autobot, more than meets the eye. And then we can see a step-by-step process. It takes 5 steps from alt mode to robot mode, which is crazy because those days are long gone when it comes to the, the more current Transformers, aside from the ones that are for kids. But this is really cool. So let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here is Optimus Prime out of the box and in his alt mode. And man, this really takes me back. This is the toy that I remember and loved as a kid, and I am super stoked that I have the chance to have him in my collection once again. So let's take a closer look at Optimus Prime in his alt mode. Okay, so before we actually take a look at the figure, I want to show this off right here. We get a little booklet, an instructions booklet with some great artwork and that grid background. We can kind of just open this up right here, and we can see how the transformation is meant to be done. So that's really nice. I'm glad they give us out a little printed sheet, even though it's pretty easy to transform regardless without the instructions, but still very cool. Some nice artwork right there. I love all this, really cool. We even do get this sticker sheet that comes with the figure, nice holofoil metallic stickers, which is really nice. And then it shows you where to place him here, and you just number coordinate with the actual printing like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then we'll take a closer look at Optimus Prime. Alright, so here's Optimus Prime in his alt mode, or his truck mode, whatever you want to say, his vehicle mode. This just looks very cool, just very old school. I love this a lot. So one thing I will say right off the bat, he's heavy, he feels hefty, and he does have some die-cast parts, which I'll show a little later on. But I love the fact that the rims are that chrome silver, that vac metalized, with all that stuff around here on the drums, and the posts and all that. Just all that's really, really cool, even around the headlights, which is really nice. But I love the fact that we even get actual rubber tires. I think that is awesome. I love that. You could tell that they actually went with a lot of good quality materials to bring this old school figure back, which is really nice. All the wheels do span, just very reminiscent of that old school G1, and I love it so much, and it works out so well. You can even see a peg for the trailer back there, and it's a little weird that they didn't release a trailer with it. Maybe they will re-release one in the future, who knows. but this is cool with me. This is really all I really need, so that's pretty awesome. We'll actually bring in this guy right here, which is the Siege Optimus Prime. So it's really cool seeing these guys side by side, and how the Siege line is taking elements from the old school G1 and bringing them to the modern era, and just seeing these two figures side by side, I think that looks awesome. Just a really cool seeing the evolution from the Transformers to the old school to the modern ones. So this is just a really awesome piece. I love when you see the windshield wipers right there. That's really cool. So let's get this guy transformed and see what we got. Okay, so his transformation is super easy, so let's just do this here. So we can bring down this leg like that, this one like that, and we'll bring the feet up like so, just like that. Then we're going to fold these sections out like that. Then we're actually going to open this up, and I store the hands in there, so you can keep them in there if you like. Got little slots in there, or some type of matrix if you want to. Close that back up, bring the arms forward like that. Then we take the hands. You have to actually peg the hands in separately like so. Let's do that. Then we can get his blasters, pop them in the hands like so. Get the other one in there like that. And all you're gonna do is the head's just tucked back there. You're gonna bring that up and peg that in like so. And there you go. Now you have G1 Optimus in his robot mode. Alright, so let's check out Optimus Prime in his robot mode, and this is just so dope, man. I love this. So let's start off with that head sculpt first, because the head sculpt looks great. The silver and the blue paint with those yellow eyes just came out really clean and just very old school, and I love it. That is totally G1, and I'm almost positive they just reused or remade those old molds to just make this entire figure, which I'm totally appreciative of, and I think looks awesome. So everything about this just looks great. The red paint is just so bright and vibrant. I love it. Nice silver paint right here, and that deep blue that they used for this old school figure just looks so nice. I love it. We do have the vac metal. The vac metal just looks really good, and you can really see it shine under my lights here. All the different vac metal parts throughout that, for the smokestacks, the grill, the bumper, the legs, the gas tanks right there, just looks so good. Everything about this is just awesome, man. I'm loving it. We also get some die-cast parts here. So we got die-cast right here in the whole chest right here. This whole upper chest is die-cast, and it feels like the whole leg from here to the bottom right here is die-cast metal too. So that's really nice, and I do appreciate a lot. We got those stickers that I put on with the Autobots logo right there on the forearms, like so, on the knees, and then on the toes right here. And I did put those upside down on, oh well, not a big deal. So I still think it's awesome, man. So just very old school, and I love it a lot. You do get his two blasters, which is pretty dope, and those pop off fairly easily. But I love the old school blasters, and it's pretty funny that, you know, he has a handle right here, but he can't actually hold it by the handle. He actually has to use like a separate peg, which is interesting. You know what I mean? Because just the way it's designed. But again, it is what it is, not a big deal. But I think that's just so rad, dude. I love how they did this. It's just so cool. So if I actually bring in Optimus again, we can just see how the two figures actually look side by side, and you can pretty much see where the inspiration from the G1 that the Siege line has been doing, and that just looks really cool. I love seeing those side by side. You can see how the rifles are similar like that. Everything about this just really cool. It's really cool seeing the evolution again of from the old school to the modern, and super happy to have both of these in the collection. So very, very nice. So I'm gonna take this gun off here, and we're gonna check out the articulation. So the head does nothing, you know what I mean? You're gonna get that up and down hinge like that due to transformation, but that's really all you're gonna get. And you can see the little Autobot logo up there. That's pretty cool. So that's really all you're gonna get. Arms can go full 360. They're on ratchets, so that's really nice. And they do kind of have that butterfly joint because of our transformation, so that's nice. We get a single bend at the elbow. We also get rotation at the elbow. I don't remember that being on the vintage figure, but I'm sure it was though. Oh, because of transformation, right? Yeah. So then you get swivel at the wrist, nothing at the waist. We do get leg joints. that kick mostly back and forward like that. Again, that's due to transformation. And the same thing with the ankles. You can point the toes up and down like that, but again, that's due to transformation. So overall, I think this is really cool, man. I'm super happy to have this. I will definitely be picking up other vintage figures, vintage releases. I really want an old school Soundwave, you know, with the box and everything. I think that'll be awesome. But this is one that I just had to have, and I think any Transformers fan has to have an old school Optimus Prime. And this is a prime example of what to do for a great vintage figure. You could pick these guys up at Walmart. The price is a little crazy for around $50 in my opinion. Luckily, I only paid $30 for mine, which I was happy to pay, and I think it's totally worth it, and I think he is absolutely a must-get.
So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Transformers comparison, here he is standing next to the Siege Optimus Prime. And just for fun, here he is standing next to a little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys. My review of the Transformers reissue Generation 1 Optimus Prime. Now overall, I think this is a really cool toy. This is one figure that, in my opinion, all toy collectors should have in their collections. He really is a part of action figure history. Generation 1 Prime is definitely one of the coolest toys ever, and the fact that we're getting reissues of certain characters in the modern era is just mind-blowing to me. This is such a badass toy that I think you will all absolutely love him to put on your shelf. So ask yourself, remember that toy? Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.